What's up, guys? How are you all doing? Today I'm going to be counting down my top 11 wooden roller coasters I've ridden. Now, normally I'd make this a top 10. However, there's only one other wooden coaster on here that I've ridden. It's a major wooden coaster, and that's operating. That makes them that I've ridden. So basically, I've just made a top 11, just so you can see all the wooden coasters on here that I've ridden that are operating. I'm not going to be including wooden coasters that are currently defunct or kiddie wooden coasters like Gwazi or George Cyclone, which are no longer in operation. So without further ado, let's get started with number 11, which is barely making our top 10. That is Hurler at Carowinds. Now, is this a bad wooden coaster? Not at all. This is actually a good wooden coaster. I thought it was a fun ride. Now, the only problem I'll have to say is that this straightaway, is that the layout was kind of bland. It has some straightaways, and the airtime is kind of bland. But I mean, it's still a good wooden coaster. For what it is, it's fun. And it's actually smoother compared to some of the other wooden coasters I've ridden. So I'll definitely give that some mention. And this is just a fun ride, and I honestly recommend checking it out. I heard they RMC'd King's Dominion's Hurler, which is now known as Twisted Timbers. So I'd love to go to King's Dominion and check that ride out. And yes, I still need to ride an RMC. I have not yet ridden any RMCs at this point. Hopefully that changes in 2019. And but anyhow, going back to Hurler, I just think Hurler's a good ride. And I recommend riding it if you're at Carowinds. And even if you're not a fan of rough rides, I still say ride this. This is a good wooden coaster. Okay, now we're in our top 10. Number 10 is Roar at Six Flags America. This ride was a bit underwhelming, but it was still a fun ride for sure. The only problem with Roar is that it has the PTC trains, which I kind of wish it didn't have those, so it would make the ride smoother and faster and more comfortable. I didn't think the PTC trains were bad, but I mean, I kind of wish it didn't have those so it could feel like I'm more like speeding through the layout. But it wasn't rough. I didn't think it was a rough ride. It was kind of rough, but I mean, it's not to the point where it's painful. I remember my mom rode this and she thought it was painful, but I didn't think it was painful. And this is just a good wooden coaster. And I honestly recommend riding it. It might be the weakest GCI in my opinion, but it's still a good ride for sure. Coming at number 9 is Wildcat at Hershey Park. This is kind of the same story with Roar, except this coaster has Millennium Flyer trains, which makes the ride 10 times better. And it's also, in my opinion, just a little bit smoother than Roar at Six Flags America. And it also has some pretty good airtime as well. It's good turns to it. So I was a big fan of that. And Wildcat's just a roller coaster that you should check out at Hershey Park. And even if you're a fan of even if you don't like rough rides or anything like that, I still say check it out if you'd like to, because people really give this ride just too much criticism. I didn't think this coaster was bad. I thought it was a good ride. Was it anything to shout at? No, but it does have some value as GCI's first wooden coaster, so I'll give that a mention. It was GCI's first wooden coaster. And this is just a fun ride, and I honestly recommend checking it out if you're at Hershey Park. And coming at number 8 is a classic. This is Comet at the same park, Hershey Park. This coaster is just a lot of fun. The last time I rode this was when I was 4 years old, but then I revisited Hershey Park this summer, and I got to ride it again, and I was wonderfully surprised. This coaster is fun. This is just a fun roller coaster. It's got some good airtime as well. And I love how it's a double out and back, which makes the ride just a lot better if it were just a normal out and back. I thought it made Comet stand out from some of the other classic wooden coasters. And also, this is just a solid family attraction. And this is a coaster that's, in my opinion, very fun for all ages. And compared to some of the other classic wooden coasters out there, this thing is super smooth for its age. I honestly thought this was smoother than Wildcat, which everyone says that, and I'll agree on that. I'm in the Comet is smoother than Wildcat train, if you could say that. Anyhow, let's move on to our next coaster, which not many enthusiasts have ridden this coaster. However, I rode it last summer, and I thought it was a good roller coaster. This is Cheetah at Wild Adventures. Not many enthusiasts have ridden this coaster. However, I do know some other people who have ridden this, and for the people that I know who ridden this, they do not like this coaster at all. They think it is incredibly rough. And I'll agree with the smoothness statement. I think it is pretty rough. However, I still thought this was a good ride. What really made me enjoy this ride is that it gave me Gwazi vibes. It made me feel like I was on Gwazi again, which I really miss that wooden coaster, even though a lot of people didn't like it. But this coaster was good. Even okay, I will admit, my second ride on it wasn't the best. It was kind of painful. But the first ride I had on it was just a lot of fun. Probably because it was my 75th credit. But I really enjoyed its airtime and turns and stuff, and it's just a good ride, in my opinion. I'm also a big fan of that first drop, too. It's got a good first drop. And yeah, Cheetah is just a good wood coaster. Now, if you're a fan of rough rides, I would recommend skipping on this one, as it is a rough ride. But, I mean, if you're a person who likes to go and grab credits, I'd say ride this coaster. It's a lot of fun. Probably my favorite coaster at Wild Adventures. Okay, coming in at number 6 is another CCI wind coaster. This is Great White at Moy's Pier. This coaster was so much fun. First off, I am in love with this roller coaster setting. I love how it's out on a beach. It's literally on the beach. Like, part of this ride is on the beach. It is incredible. And you go under the boardwalk too, which is so cool. Those are like my favorite parts about Great White. Is its setting, and also the ride itself is fun. It's got some good airtime on it as well. And yes, it is smoother than Cheetah. And also, it's just a fun ride. Like, this is just a straight up fun wooden roller coaster. And I just am also my favorite boardwalk coaster because it's a truly unique ride. When do you find a unique wooden coaster at a boardwalk park? It's seriously cool. I understand they've got wooden coasters in some of California's boardwalks, but I haven't been to California yet. I'm just basing it off of my experiences. And I'd love to go to California. I really love to one day, but this is just from what I've ridden so far. And I really do think Great Ride is a fun ride. And I definitely recommend it if you go to Moore's Piers. Okay, guys, you guys ready for the top 5? These next 5 are just a lot of fun. Coming in number 5 is Wild One at Six Flags America. This coaster surprised me. Oh my gosh, where do I get started? This thing is so much fun. First off, I love just how smooth it is. It is insanely smooth for running over 100 years. It's crazy. And the airtime is great too. And that 540-degree helix, oh my gosh, that thing is madness. It might not look like madness, but trust me, it is insane. The laterals are just crazy. And I just would love to ride this coaster again. I'd love to marathon it. It is a lot of fun. Seriously underrated wooden coaster. And that leads us to our number 4 spot, which is Great American Scream Machine at Six Flags Over Georgia. Which, if I ride it again, I'm pretty sure it'll probably go down on my list. But this is just based off when I last rode it. And when I rode Great American Scream Machine, I was so blown away by this coaster. Yeah, I rode it back when it had the buzz bar restraints, and I just went flying out of my seat like crazy. The airtime was unbelievable. It was a rough ride, I'll have to give that. It was rough. And it probably still is rough now. I mean, it does have the Georgia Cyclone drains, after all. And Georgia Cyclone was very rough. So I'm pretty sure Great American Scream Machine is just as rough now. But when I rode it, it was just so much fun. And I just love its airtime hills so much. And I love how part of it's over water as well. I'm a sucker for roller coasters or over water. And this is just a lot of fun, in my opinion. And now we are going to our top 3. I love these next 3 roller coasters so much. These next 3 are fantastic. Coming in at number 3 is White Lightning at Fun Spot in Orlando. This thing is small, but it packs a big punch. It is fan-freaking-tastic. It is so much fun. Like, okay, it's not like fantastic, but I mean, the fun factor is off the charts. This thing is just straight up awesome. First off, it is, in my opinion, the smoothest roller coaster by far. This thing is incredibly smooth. Maybe part of it was because last time I rode it, it was in the rain. But I mean, it was just so much fun, and the layout is so well done. This has, in my opinion, one of the best roller coaster layouts, if not the best roller coaster layout of any roller coaster. You're just zooming through, but all these airtime hills and twists. It's fantastic. And the trains are so comfortable. It just feels like you're going much faster than you actually are. It is such a great roller coaster. And I love it. And I really love to marathon the crap out of this thing over and over again. Florida enthusiasts are blessed to have such a great wooden coaster like this. Okay, now we are our number 2 spot. And coming at number 2 is actually 2 wooden coasters. It's a racing dueling wooden coaster. I am talking about Lightning Racer at Hershey Park. My personal favorite GCI I've ridden. This thing was so much fun. Oh my gosh. It is so good. It might not be as smooth as White Lightning, or the layouts might not be even as impressive as White Lightning, but just the sheer factor of racing another train and interacting with it in many different ways was just incredible. In this coaster, when I went to Hershey Park, it had the shortest line of any coaster at the park from the day I was there. And honestly, if it's usually like that, I would definitely marathon this coaster. Even if I had my friends with me, I would definitely want to marathon this coaster with them, because this is, in my opinion, a great coaster you can just marathon with your friends and family, because there's 2 different sides, and you're literally interacting with the other train. It is so much fun. And the coasters themselves are very fun. Like, they're smooth, they're intense. I thought this coaster was intense, and the airtime is very good as well. Some great ejector. And yeah, Lightning Racer is just so much fun. Very well executed, in my opinion. Like I said in my Hershey Park vlog, this ride really is well executed. And that leaves us to our number 1 spot, which shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. This is Mind Blower at Fun Spot in Kissimmee. Holy moly. This thing is so good. It might not be the smoothest wooden coaster. It is kind of rough. But it's so much fun. It's so intense. The airtime is crazy ejector based. And the drop is so much fun. Like White Lightning, you feel like you're going 10 times faster than you actually are. You only really hit a top speed of 48 miles per hour, but it feels like you're going like 50 or something, or 60. It feels like you're going that fast. And I love its airtime, like I said earlier. And it's also very comfortable. And it is kind of rough, but I don't care. This coaster hauls butt all the way. And also the inversion itself, which is the signature part of Mind Blower, that inversion is fantastic. And yeah, I would definitely love to marathon this coaster over and over again if I could. I could literally just come to Old Town or Fun Spot, like whatever, and just ride this thing all day, because it's just so much fun. I'm not sure if I get a headache or not, but I just love to try that out. And that will do it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment down below, what are your favorite wooden coasters that you've been on at this moment? And I know there are some wooden coasters that you guys have probably ridden that I have not ridden yet, like El Toro, Six Flags Great Adventure, or Lightning Rod at Dollywood, or some of those other GCIs like Mystic Timbers, Gold Striker. Like, I'd love to experience those wind coasters as well. Like, there's just a lot of wind coasters I just need to go out and ride. So you guys can comment down below what are your favorite wind coasters. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more videos in the future. Also, don't forget to check out social media link, which will be in the description below. See you guys next time. Have a theme-tacular day.